hear me? All right.
Yes.
The mic's working. With all due respect to General Blackstock, go Dogs. I got a couple of orders of. That's not working now. How about
There we go.
All right. I got a couple of other orders of business tonight that I want to get to. First is to thank General Blackstock for his service, all our veterans, active duty military, also our law enforcement people. First Lady Marty Kemp and I in the last, I guess, 10 days have done 3 different memorial services, one at the GBI for their fallen, one at the Public Safety Training Center for all of our law enforcement folks. 2 of those last year were Georgia State Patrol troopers, and then we obviously had this memorial ceremony with General Wilson and the National Guard at the Capitol for our military fallen. If you remember last year, we lost 3 Georgia-based soldiers in a drone attack in Jordan. Marty and I were on the tarmac when those planes came back from overseas and they took those flag draped coffins off that plane. I can tell you, it lets you know freedom is not free. And this holiday, Monday, we should be remembering those families. One of the 3 fallen this year in Georgia, Marty and I visited with the families before the service of the day, and one of them is a widow and has an 18-month-old child. So we need to remember those folks in our thoughts and prayers on Monday, and thank all those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. So General, God bless you, and God bless our troops. Also, a little bit of business here. I know this didn't work out on the boat this afternoon, but I've got a couple of commendations. We're really thanking 2 great groups for the work that they do in the service of above self, altruism, if you will. The Rotary Club of Lanier for Sight that was chartered just recently, really, when you think about it, April 4th, 2020. I know we got some Rotary folks that are here with us tonight. And then also the Rotary Club of Forsyth County that was chartered June 20th, 1975. So 50 years of great service, and just got a couple of commendations to thank you all for your service and thank you for what you do here in the community and for our state. So God bless you all and congratulations. Now I'm going to put my political hat on to support all these great legislators that are here today. I just wanted to correct for the record, even though I decided, Marty and the family and I did, to not run for the United States Senate, I never said my political career was over. So that doesn't mean anything. I don't have any plans, but I just, never close any doors in politics. But my political career is definitely not over going into the 2026 cycle. And like I've told a lot of people, just because my name will not be on the ballot, I will be on the political playing field, and so will Marty and our girls, helping the people that have helped us, helping hold our majorities in the General Assembly, making sure that we have a Republican governor that follows me, and making sure that we get one of our Senate seats back. Yeah. That is. I know Alan talked about our pretty First Lady. I'm gonna just tell you, she's been a great First Lady, doing an incredible job for our state. Best First Lady in the country, I always say. I also want to thank Speaker Burns and Miss Dale. I haven't seen them, but I think somebody said they were here. Speaker Burns, we spent some time, a couple of times over the last couple of weeks, signing pieces of legislation and plotting political strategy for the future. And I know he, like me, wants to hold our majorities to make sure that we continue to have a Republican Speaker of the House. And that person needs to be John Burns. So I appreciate Speaker Burns. I appreciate the members, really the constitutional officers that are here. I know I saw John King Jason Shaw, who's on the Public Service Commission, the chairman, obviously Bubba McDonald, former chairman and current commissioner. We had a great announcement yesterday because of the great policies of the General Assembly, because of the great work of the Public Service Commission and our great partners in the private sector and people like Georgia Power. The Public Service Commission has said that they're going to be holding rates steady, power rates steady for the next 3 years. And I'll tell y'all, Chairman Shaw talked yesterday about how in the state of Maryland, they've already announced they're going to raise their base power bill $16, and we're holding ours steady. So as you see other utilities around the country that are upping their bills 10 to 20%, to us staying flat, that is an incredible economic development tool for us to continue to sell our state. Yeah, Fitz, raise your hand. So Commissioner Fitz Johnson, y'all, Fitz will be on the ballot this November. So don't wait till 2026 to vote. We got to send Fitz and Commissioner Tim Eccles back to the Public Service Commission this November. But we appreciate what you guys are doing. And listen, we had an incredible legislative session, y'all. It was just unbelievable. What we did with the budget, what we did with taxes, what we did with conservative policy. When you have states around the country right now, when you think about places like California, in Illinois, in New York, and even in Maryland, you know, states that like us 2 or 3 years ago had budget surpluses and were handing out money and growing government. And we did the same thing here in Georgia, but we didn't grow government. We gave money back to the people that sent it to us in the form of rebates. And we did that again. We did that again this year. $1 billion tax rebate is $500 a family, $250 an individual to help them deal with the high cost environment because of bad policies over the last 4 years that created 40-year high inflation, a disaster at the border, and many, many other things. But we've now done that 3 years in a row. You remember we suspended the gas tax. Over $2.5 billion we saved taxpayers in gas tax over the last 3 years. We did property tax relief. So all in all, we have sent back $7.6 billion, or either saved you that, Georgia citizens. And you have states like Maryland right now that are raising taxes to plug the hole in their budget deficits. And so we're not only giving rebates, we also passed 3 years ago, or a little over 2 years ago, the largest state income tax cut in history. We last year lowered the rate 10 basis points and tied the corporate tax to the personal rate. So a lot of other states are talking about lowering personal income taxes. We're lowering personal and corporate taxes. And so for people that are like Marty and I, that are small businesses out there, I want to remind you, the Democrats, the majority, vast majority of them voted against that tax cut for your business because they all think we're just rich, big corporations. And it shows you they do not understand the state that they live in. This state is driven by small business owners. So we need to remember that when we go to the ballot box. The last 2 years, well, then this year we did another 20 basis point tax cut. So we've done rebates, tax cuts, and we've also had money left over to fund our priorities, putting billions of dollars into infrastructure so that we can continue to have the best logistics in the country, which helps our business environment, and many, many other things that we're doing. So I just want to tell you all, I appreciate you supporting not only the legislators that are part of the event tonight that were named earlier, but the other good folks that are here. We were in Gwinnett last night with Sue and Sandy and a bunch of other people, and we're going to continue to help hold our majorities in this state. And I just appreciate you all being a part of that. I will leave you with this. These are good people, and they need your help. But one of them, Alan Powell, he has got all the money he needs. The only problem is it's in your pocket. You got to give it to him and all these other people. And let's do not get complacent, y'all. We cannot get complacent. You know, we started getting complacent a little bit in 2018 and barely beat Stacey Abrams. But we showed in 2022, when we're not complacent, when we raise money, when we do a ground game, when we work hard, we can win. And we did that in 2022, beating her by almost 8 points. Woo! Yeah. And then in 2024, we righted the ship that we went through in 2020, and we held Georgia in the presidential race for Donald Trump. And we got to do that again in 2026 and get our Senate seat back. So y'all stay engaged. God bless you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Governor Kemp. Thank you, First Lady Marty Kemp, for being here. Really appreciate you. I grew up with Marty, so I have to behave.